Hey, welcome to the Daily Beard for April 23rd, 2019. So, some anniversaries are awesome. Some anniversaries suck. And I'm not talking about like you didn't remember flowers for your wife and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes you remember things and you're on their anniversary and they suck. Today is such a day. Not for me personally, but for my city. A year ago today, a mentally unstable man, and that's like, you know, I can't call him anything else. Like he had problems. He was not right in the head, and as someone who has not been right in the head for a lot of his life, there's no other way to put it. The guy was mentally unstable. Got in a van and drove over 10 people on Yonge Street. Yonge Street is you got to understand, if you don't know Toronto, like I have a couple friends from other places. Toronto is divided by Yonge Street. Yonge Street starts at the literal bottom of Toronto and goes all the way past, like, to the north of Toronto, like way out of Toronto. It's considered one of the longest streets in the world, and it's the dividing line in Toronto. You know that joke, like, how far can a dog run into the woods? Halfway, because once he hits the halfway point, he's running out. You can only go into Toronto as far as Yonge Street, because then you're going out of Toronto, because Yonge Street literally divides Toronto. Everything on one side of Yonge Street is east, and everything on the other side of Toronto is west, or Yonge Street is west. And my wife works on Yonge Street, like just on a thing that, like, on a building that is on Yonge Street. It's the dividing line of the city. And a year ago, a guy got in a van and on a busy part of Yonge Street, because most parts of Yonge Street are busy because it's a really central part of Toronto, got up on the curb and drove over 10 people. Police took him down because we're in Canada, and not to slam my American neighbors, but like, I'm pretty sure he would have been killed there, but here he got taken down and secured and stuff, and like he wanted to die, from what I understand, but like they took him peacefully. And it's just, I heard it on the radio today. I remember when it happened. I remember friends of mine going, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, it's nowhere close to where I live. Like, it's about half an hour away if I drove there from where I live. But if you don't know Toronto, you just assume, like, you hear something in Toronto happens. Like, you don't know if, you know, it's like any other city. You don't know that city. You don't know what's happening. But I remember when it happened, and like, just senseless and tragic it was. And it struck me hard today that it's been a year. And it's an anniversary that I don't want to celebrate. And in that year, like, other stuff's happened. There was a shooting on a place called the Danforth. And a bunch of other stuff has happened, but Toronto is usually a fairly peaceful city, and it's been a year since 10 people were senselessly driven over and killed. Some anniversaries suck. You know that? There's no other way to talk about it. If you're having problems, like, look, as someone who suffers with mental illness, I'm just talking to anyone out there who has mental illness that may be thinking of doing something stupid. Get help. Get help. Don't freaking mow down people with a truck. Don't take your own life. Just get help. There's so much help available. And if anyone's like, "Oh, that guy, like, was weak for getting help," if he got help, grow up. Mental illness is real, and this guy should have gotten a heck of a lot of help. Instead, he drove over 10 people. It doesn't excuse him. He shouldn't have done it. I hold him 100% responsible. But man, he needed help, because someone who's healthy and in their right mind doesn't do that. What a crappy thing to remember, to have an anniversary for. The people, the victims and stuff of the tragedy have met where it happened on Yonge Street today and stuff. This sucks. I got nothing else. It's senseless. If you need help, get help. Don't hurt people. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt people. Yeah, some videos aren't fun. I got nothing else. God bless. Stay safe. Get help if you need it.